Hey guys, I'm here. Welcome back for part 2 of my reaction to episode 8 of Stranger Things season 4. If you haven't seen part 1, it's on the channel right now. Go check it out. If you're just tuning in for the first time, welcome. I hope you enjoy this reaction. I hope you stick around, hit that subscribe button, and maybe even leave a like at the end. I'd really appreciate it. If you want to check out my entire Stranger Things journey, it's on here from season 1 to now, as I just started this show about 3 months ago, and it's been a wild ride. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, you can check it out in watch-along format over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, it gets you access as well. We got a bunch of stuff over there as well, a bunch of exclusive movie reactions where you guys actually get to help pick what we add to that list every month, monthly Q&As, behind-the-scenes footage. You guys make this possible by helping support the channel in that way. But of course, I know not everyone can do that, and a simple way you can help us out is just by liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing these videos, because it goes a great, long way and helping support the channel and getting this out there for more eyes to see. With that all said and out of the way, guys, let's hop in to part 2 of my reaction.
It's silly, but I've actually, I always had this dream that I'd have this really big family, and every summer, I figured all of us Harringtons, we would pack into something like this, just to see the country.
That sounds nice. Well, except for the 6 kid part, that sounds like a total nightmare.
If only I had some practice.
It's my mind, not his, right? So I should be able to control where I am, find a happy memory, and hide there. Hide in the light.
You got a memory in mind?
Yeah. It was a time when I was happiest.
Was I there?
It's presumptuous of you. But yeah. Yeah, you might have been there.
Okay, but the second you start to lift, I'm calling in Kate Bush.
No, I'm actually calling Kate Bush. I'll have her come down and punch this fucker in the face.
Beautiful, yes.
Please tell me this is another poor joke.
No way in hell.
Katinka also had very beautiful, very round buttocks, much like this.
I can't with this guy, man.
What about Owens? He's got to have contacts or spies here that could help us.
So much for avoiding angry Hicks.
Let's be fast.
Yep, definitely.
Just dump.
What are you gonna do, Robin? Just stand here and gawk at her?
Shut up.
Robin, who's that?
Someone from band. How much is this?
Hey, can I see this?
Oh no.
Nancy Wheeler. Wouldn't expect to find you here.
Uh-oh.
Your brother, he here with you by chance? I only ask because he's in Hellfire, isn't he?
Would you let go? Let go.
Wow. This is crazy.
Since when did we decide Nina was a physical building and not a small woman? Sounds like a small woman to me.
It's not a small woman.
Nina! Holy macaroni. Come check this shit out!
What is it?
You gotta see it to believe it, my dudes! So no small woman named Nina, but you said any signs of life, am I right? These are no regular tire tracks. Look at the tread on these monsters. They're fatties, and you know what that means.
Military. We gotta go.
Nice, Argyle. Hell yeah, man. Oh no, this is... This is what's-his-face crew, then, I have to imagine. Yep.
Okay? Ellen?
Uh-oh.
Sam? Hello?
Why the long face, Doc? We just want to talk.
Oh no, is Brenner just locking them down? Yup.
You can't leave 11.
Where's Dr. Owens?
I know you wish to go to him, and there's nothing I can do to stop you from forcing open that door. But if my men hear you coming, they will kill him.
Wow. Fuck you.
And when I decide that you are ready, we will return to Hawkins. Together.
Huh.
Papa and daughter.
She's growing beyond you, man. Get the fuck off here.
And you make the right choices.
I try.
Did you make the right choice with Mama?
450. She was a danger to herself and to others. She brought a gun into the hospital. She killed a man.
A hospital, a prison.
Everything I have done was for your own good.
And Henry. You kept Henry in that lab with the children. Was that for our good?
I had no idea what Henry would do. I cared for you. I loved you. I loved all of you.
Even Henry.
Yes.
Even after what he did.
Yes. Because I knew I had failed him.
You said you believed he was always alive in the darkness. Is that why I was searching the darkness?
Oh. Was it never really about the Russians?
We were focused on the Soviets. You knew that.
Papa does not tell the truth. Henry said that.
Henry, who's manipulated you like some puppet.
Like you have?
You are the one who released him from his prison. And now you are angry with yourself and you're taking your anger out on me and you're risking everything.
No, you.
Yeah. It was never her choice. That was all you, man.
So many dead. All because of you. Because you could not stop. You could not let him go. I came here to try and understand who I was. To see if I was the monster.
Nope.
You are the monster. I'm going to open that door. And I'm going to leave. With Dr. Owens. If you try to stop me, I will kill you.
Hell yeah. No! Kill him. Just kill him. Damn it. You're gonna need her, man. Your base is about to get lit the fuck up.
Is this legal? Actually, I think it's a felony, but it guarantees one thing. I won't miss.
Durable. Deadly. But reliable. Son of a bitch. Never change. Dustin Henderson. Promise me? I wasn't planning on it.
Well, even though you're a bench riding loser, you're still my brother.
It's killing back now.
/ Henry.
/ what?
Oh, fuck you, dude.
I know you're angry with me, but it was the only way.
Wake up call.
We found something you're gonna want to see.
Owens.
Where's the girl?
Oh!
Where do you think you're going, Doc? Down he goes.
Wow, that's how he goes, man. There's no one to pull your collar now. Drop that fucker.
You've got the target in our sights. Requesting permission to take the shot, over.
Wait. I can put her in a coma. A medically induced coma. We have the drugs. We can do it. We can do it right here. If you're right, the killing ends and you can pull the plug on her. In fact, I'll do it myself. But if you're wrong about this, God, are we gonna need her? Take it.
You son of a bitch! No! You son of a bitch! Chevy, 5 o'clock.
Oh, what are those dudes doing on the ground, man? Just take out the girl.
Copy that. Ignore the Chevy, take the shot.
Too late. You're done, bud.
Found ya.
Get it? Bye-bye. Damn.
Everyone's here. Shit. Oh, shit.
He's gonna need to smoke some more.
Gotta get you out of here.
Papa's not dead yet. Turned it off. He's letting her go.
I want you to know I'm proud of you. So very proud. I've only ever wanted to help you. To protect you. Everything I did for you. Please tell me you understand. Goodbye, Papa.
Didn't give him that satisfaction. Hell yeah, leave him hanging. Just give him a good old run over just to be safe. To be fair, she may have not got her powers back without Brenner, but still, fuck him. This time we saw the body.
We need to get to Hawkins.
I know, and we will, but right now we need to get you somewhere safe. There's gonna be people behind us.
No, Mike, we need to get to Hawkins tonight. If we don't, they are going to die.
Who's gonna die? Elle, who's gonna die?
Everyone. Yes. God, I love this song. Perfect choice for this, too. God. Man, that's a lot to chew on, dude. Just the entire psychology of Brenner kind of explored throughout this, the hubris of it all. Like, he keeps saying this thing over and over. It's all about you. It's all about you. I'm doing this to protect you, blah, blah, blah. But he's doing all these things to break her down, tear her down, condition her. And maybe in some way he thinks it's like, you know, if she's just out and about and she doesn't know how to use these powers, she's a threat to people. She could hurt herself. Somebody could react or be afraid and shoot her. But that doesn't excuse the actions he took to obtain her. It was never a choice given for her. It was always something that was forced onto her. This relationship, this dynamic, this papa-daughter thing that he tried to force on her and all the other children, Henry included. And it was just the hubris of it all, you know? This was never really for them. This is all his project. And I'm glad that in the end, in his dying moments, when he's asking for her to understand his point of view and all the shit he's done to her, everybody, you know, when she looks over at the people she now has, the love, the support, the actual life she has now, compared to what he had always offered, which was just containment, isolation, and like this sole ownership of her that he tried to instill upon her. And she didn't give him that satisfaction. And I'm glad. I'm glad that she just called it like it was and just let him go. Walked away. Owens, though, man, you know, I love him, man. True polar opposite to Brenner. Compassionate, open, caring, all the things you would want. Like, we saw hints of it with Will when he was helping there, and honestly, the way it kind of played into our relationship with Brenner from season 1, it always, I really like how they did a lot to, like, distinguish him and make him trustworthy and, you know, warm and welcoming, to really kind of contrast what we've seen from these organizations up until this point. And even though we weren't too sure if it was legitimate, he's done nothing but prove himself over and over and over again. And I get the desperation to involve Brenner in this situation because nobody knows the project more than anybody else, but they vastly underestimated Brenner, unfortunately. So when he instigated this coup in their own base, and Owens was getting smacked around and used as a hostage to force Elle into doing exactly what he wants, because, again, it comes down to his hubris. His way is the only way. There's no room for discussion, you know, and yeah, he fears Henry. He feels one. He fears Vecna, especially with the uncertainty of what he's become, but also because he in a way is trying to redeem himself through 11. You know, he failed Henry, he can't fail her. It's kind of way he's trying to absolve himself of all of that, it seems like, through 11 after everything that happened. And I am glad that he wasn't given that, personally, because he honestly he didn't deserve it, man. He really didn't. Maybe I'm not the one who should be judging that, but that's how I feel based on every action he's ever taken. He's killed so many innocent people too outside of this, you know. Benny, man, justice for Benny. But yeah, she's right too. Like, his search, maybe even if he wasn't doing that actively, maybe subconsciously, because I don't know, like the Russian thing, that all made sense. You know, she was spying on Russians, they were testing her abilities in the isolation chamber, and then one day she just happened to stumble upon the Demogorgon. I don't know that I believe that he was actively looking for Henry by doing these experiments, doing these tests. I think that was very much like an MK Ultra thing. These were things that the government would have eventually have wanted to do, and I do believe that they were focused on the Soviets. Maybe there was a side agenda in there where he was just kind of holding out hope. Maybe Henry was still out there, but this all really seems to originate to the Henry 11 standoff. The first contact with the Upside Down, these tactical breaches. None of it would have happened without this project opening the gate in the first place. And the fact that he's survived on the other side all this time is astounding. And I'm really I hope we get some exploration of that relationship and the dynamic. And I'd like confirmation on the hierarchy, especially because last volume, we got Dustin's theory that Vecna was the 5-star general of the Mind Flayer. And I feel like everything that they're setting up, everything they've been influencing, I feel like just off of instinct and what we've seen so far, that Vecna is probably more powerful than the Mind Flayer. I don't know, but we'll have to see, because we still don't know how or why Hawkins became what it was on the other side, and how it's stuck in the date of the original gate opening when Will got taken, when the Demogorgon breached. And it's all connected via the Hive. So either there's a mutual relationship going on between the Mind Flayer and Vecna, like a mutual ends, where the Flayer has integrated him into the Upside Down in exchange for his ability to open this gate to a new world so that he can spread beyond it, mapping it out once their soldiers through the Hive are able to kind of see what's going on, and then replicating it on their end. And then I've got a lot of questions. I know we're leaving Russia, but I got a lot of questions about what's going on in Russia. They have a piece of the Flayer in a container. They've got Demodogs out the ass that they're dissecting, experimenting on. Then they have a true Demogorgon that they had chained up and used and rattled around for their own little fights and punishments for their prison. I really want to know how they did that. I mean, obviously they have to have their own gate, but how are they harvesting these creatures? They're just going in, fighting them, dragging them out. They're part of the Hive. If the gate's open there, that Hive connection would still be there, but maybe because I don't think it's got to be just a piece of the Mind Flayer, right? That they have in that, because it was so small. Because it can't be the actual Mind Flayer itself. Because one thing I've been wondering about is, like, we've been in the Upside Down a few times already, and seen our glimpses of the Upside Down multiple times this season, and the Mind Flayer is just nowhere to be found. A creature of that size, from what we've seen, always looming in the background, has been absolutely absent. And I feel like, it would be this presence in the background anytime somebody enters the Upside Down at this point. But I don't know. I don't know if it got sucked out into the Russian side, and that's where it is. And that's how Vecna's just kind of manipulating things as he sees fit. I don't know. I got a lot of questions about the inner machinations about everything going on over there. But everything else with, 11 coming into her own, getting her powers back, and really finally standing up to Papa on her own. I really loved that whole thing. And then to see the reunion between Mike, 11, and Will was just heartwarming. Especially considering the brother-sister relationship that Will and 11 had developed while living together and stuff like that. Like the legitimate care that they have for each other, and the excitement and the happiness and joy on Mike's face and 11's face when she sees everybody and they're reunited. And given what the conversation in the van on their way here between Mike and Will, in that moment of the reunion, it was nothing but happiness. But we know that Will was not purely talking about how important Mike is to 11. There's a reason why he couldn't look him in the eye when he started breaking down about it. And I'm wondering how long that's going to be bottled up. We got to see the painting, though. It was their entire D&D group. And he said that, 11 had said, it was like, I don't know what he's working on. Oh, he lied. He had to have lied. 11 said in the beginning, it was like, he's been working on this painting. He won't show it to any of us. And she thinks it's for somebody important. So she's like, I don't know what this is. But he was like, nah, she commissioned this. This was all her. But no, this is how he sees Will. This is how he sees Mike as the heart of the group. He looks up to Mike. He loves Mike, man. He does. And, the way he's talking about how she's weird, she doesn't fit in, she feels like an outcast and other, that she can't be herself or anything like that, or she doesn't know who she is. All that time paralleling his feelings it was such a good scene, and Noah Schnapp slayed that scene. On the flip side of things, back in Hawkins, the gang is just gearing up. And that confrontation at the weapon supply store was tense. And I'm really curious. We have the one episode to go, but it's a long episode. It's 2 hours and 20 minutes for the finale. Like how they resolve the mob aspect of this. And on top of that, they're preparing for war. They're going to fight Vecna themselves because 11's not here to help. They got to do something. And there's one more portal to be open. And their plan right now is to use Max, again, as bait to draw him into attacking her while they've noticed, or at least they're paralleling since they now know the truth of who Vecna is, that his powers probably operate similarly to 11's, that while he's throwing his subconscious out into the world, it leaves his body vulnerable. So while he's force hopping into her brain from the upside down, they're going to snatch up his body and hopefully take him out, but it's not going to be that easy. One portal needed to unleash hell on Earth. And we got another season to go, man. I think he's going to succeed. Somebody's going to die. We're going to see that vision come to fruition. And season 5, I don't know. I'm just calling it right now. I haven't started the next episode or seen anything else. I just have a feeling that you're not going to set that up. If you're closing everything out with season 5, you go big, man. It will be a battle for the world. It'll be us against the Upside Down itself and its armies. Oh my god, I can't wait to see it, dude. I'm so scared about who's gonna die. My money is on probably Nancy. Probably Nancy. That's where my money's going. I think we baited Steve a little bit too much already. I think it's a little too obvious, but I don't know. After this last conversation, I feel like, we already kind of faked out his death once, and then I know the producers, which could be a sign of distraction, and be like, well, if they kill Steve, I'm walking. I'm done with the show. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like it's also, I don't know, man. I just don't want it to be Steve. That'll break my heart, man. But with all this talk between him and Nancy being spared this whole little moment with Vecna in the beginning to be his messenger, his apostle in a way, to spread his word, I think it's a toss-up between Nancy and Steve. I don't think it'll be Eddie. I don't think it'll be any of the kids. But you never know. They're throwing Max back in under the bus, so... Oh, I just had a horrible thought. Because she was talking about, in that lovely scene between her and Lucas, about, he draws upon your negative emotions, your negative memories, your dark memories. And she's like, well, it's my mind, right? So if I run away from him and maybe focus in on a happy memory like she did when Running Up That Hill was playing, and we saw her flashing back to all these happy moments with her and her friends and all of that, and Lucas and the gang, and it gave her strength to pull through. And a whole moment with Lucas, asking was like, well, if you're what happy memory do I happen to be there? Like him trying to stroke his ego a little bit. And yeah, he's in it. What if they both died? Because you know how you break up that memory, weaken Max's memory, you go for Lucas. I don't know. I hope that doesn't happen. That would suck. That'd be such a low ball move, but it is Vecna, man, and he doesn't play fair. He's a sadistic son of a bitch. And then over Russia, made it out of the base after all this stuff with going through the lab and all of that. They got out. Right now, we got 2 possible routes out of Russia because they're still stuck there. Either they take Yuri's shitty helicopter. I don't even know how they all fit in that thing, because it didn't look like it was very big. And they've called Owen's people. Or at least they've called the Russian government to call Owen's people for them. And we'll see how that plays out. I don't think that's going to be a trustworthy line of to go off of, especially considering Owens and his people got kind of thrown under the bus. And the only people he seems to have active, or at least that we know of, I mean, he's got people probably all over the place, but the people in Hawkins are rightly occupied at the moment. So I don't know if they'll be able to get there in time. They might have to go with Yuri's copter, but we'll have to wait and see. Is there anything else I want to touch on? I don't know, man. The Eddie moment between him and Dustin, and where he's just like, don't ever change. You know, stay who you are or whatever. Like, because they just... I love the moment last volume where him and Steve were talking about how Dustin really is, like talking about their relationships with Dustin and, you know, what he brings to the table and stuff like that. And it just shows that they genuinely care about everybody in this group, especially, you know, as much as Steve like laments always being the babysitter, he loves everybody in here, and he would die for anybody in here. And, you know, that little moment there, that could also be a goodbye. And then Robin, you know, seeing her crush in a relationship, seemingly. Though, seems like she could probably be a little open to persuasion. Because she did kind of like give that long stare over afterwards as she was going away. So, there's still hope. I'm not proposing she becomes a little homewrecker and splits them up or anything like that. But, you know, it could still be in the cards. But, like, literally there's like 1,000 moments going on throughout that whole gang that could, like, I think except for Dustin, I didn't feel there was any moment from Dustin that could have been a goodbye. You know, I felt like Eddie was saying, like, what could potentially be seen as a goodbye to Dustin. Steve and Robin were talking about their potential, like, greater good. We should need to put our love life woes aside for this craziness we're about to get into as a goodbye. The moment between Nancy and Steve talking about potential futures could be a goodbye. And then obviously Lucas and Max's conversation in the back. Like, it's just like easily anybody right now is on the table to be taken out, except I feel like Dustin. Who knows? Maybe because there wasn't even a moment with Dustin, they're going to take out Dustin. That would suck. I would be so mad if they killed Dustin, man. I'm not going to be happy if they kill any of them, which I'm still preparing for somebody to go down. I just don't know in the moment how it's going to happen, man, and how I'm going to react to it, even though I know it's probably coming, because there's no way they stop Vecna at the end of this when there's another season coming. So anyway, I'm talking at length. This is already a 2-part video, so we'll keep it short and sweet, guys. Sound off the comments. Let me know your thoughts down below. We'll carry on the conversation after the video. Feel free to join us in our Discord. We could talk about it there as well. Links to that and all my socials in the description box below. I'd really appreciate it if you follow me in each and every one of those. If you want to see the full-length reaction to this episode, make sure to check it out over on Patreon, or if you become a member of the channel, gets you access as well. And speaking up before we go, I want to shout out our channel legends: Manny Sherrod, Jason Coleman, Philly Vane, Yori Coruscant, Margaret Grace, Mary Bradley, Melita, Robert Aguiano, and Cal Kestis Nation. Thank you guys for your support as always, and everybody who's been making this the ride that it has been. But guys, keep an eye out. I should have the finale out by tomorrow. That's the plan, at least, so keep an eye out. But that's it for this video, guys, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care, everybody.